Joescher Chee, a high school dropout from Malaysia, is founder and CEO of Global Strategy Advisory. He is also an international speaker and branding expert. He started his journey of entrepreneurship at age 23 when he founded Global Strategy Advisory. He has 20 platforms to inspire and influence leaders, such as Learning and Growth Platform, which is the 10 things that will change your life, and CEO Reading Lab. He has a personal platform on marriage and relationship called Couple Dinner. He has a leadership platform called Global Leadership Summit and a professional platform called Strategy Masterclass. Joescher Chee transitioned from head of a gangster group to currently he mentors CEOs across the world. He has consulted over 200 brands across 23 industries. I went for a Toastmaster event where I was also speaking as one of the tabletop speakers, but there was this young gentleman who was from Malaysia, the city of Mind Valley, who was a guest over there, and he spoke brilliant. Now the thing is, when we do that, when we put ourselves out there into the universe, that's when the universe attracts you and brings things together for you. So after he spoke, I went up to him and I had a conversation with him, and it was enlightening. Very few moments, but he said, "You're a transformation coach. I want to meet with you. I want to discuss something with you." I said, "Why not? Come over. My office is this place and I'm having an event." He said, "I can't attend the event and all, but I'll come. I need to speak to you about something." I said, "Okay, come over." And then he came over, and then we sat and we had one of the most amazing conversations I've had. One of the most amazing conversations I had with that person for that 1 hour. And then I realized these are the kind of stories that I want to share and inspire people and help the society make sure that, there is hope. It doesn't matter what you're going through, there's always hope. And if you cling on to that hope, life can be so amazing. So to share his story with us, please welcome Joescher Chee.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. How are you?
Great. I know I need to speak louder so that the crowd behind can hear me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're used to speaking loud, right? I mean, you're a speaker.
Yeah.
That's what you do for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Joescher Chee, how are you? You just arrived yesterday, I think? Last night,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. How am I? In conjunction of the event, I feel awesome.
All right. Tell us about how it all started. What started, right? So I'll tell you what inspired me the most about your journey. Joescher was the leader of a gang in school, and I want you to tell me how you got to become a gang leader. Tell.
All right. Okay. I was actually started bullied by someone.
Yeah.
When I went to secondary school, I joined the last class in the school when I was Form 2, we call it. It's about 14 years old. And I was sitting at the back, I don't know anyone, and this gentleman come over and kick my chairs, kick my table, and I said, "What's going on?" Then he just asked for a fight, and I just kept quiet, and he do it for a few days. So I just can't stand anymore, and I'm a very small size, and I'm also scared to fight back. So what I do, I remember my friend is a gangster in the other school. It was in the same primary school. So I gave him a call. I said, "Can you send someone to help me?" So he said, "Sure, you need to join my gang." I still remember the fee was 16 ringgit, right? It's about 16 ringgit 20 cents. I don't know why 20 cents. Maybe it's a VAT already started that time. So yeah, then that's how I joined the gang. So there were people come, and there's one guy come and help me. He just helped me to sort out so the person don't disturb me anymore. That's how I started in the gang. But not the leader yet. Yeah. To keep the story short, I always wanted to quit. I said I don't want, I just in for protection. I'm not here to do this stuff. But anyways, years go by, I always want to quit. They always ask me to go out and meet some gang leader outside. But I don't want, because I refuse. I know if I meet them, I will get promoted fast. So I say I don't want. So, and when I was coming to 15, 16, suddenly that's why just one insight will change your life, right? This one insight just came to my mind. I forgot it's about movie or because a book or someone told me. And this value carried until today is this: do it well or don't do it at all. So then I decided, since I'm a gang for so long, either I quit 3 years or I be the top. So then I decided to be the head, and I started to recruit. The time is about less than 10 people. So I started a strategy. I asked 2 guys in the afternoon section, younger than me, I said, whoever can recruit most in 1 month, you can become the head of afternoon section. So, so after 1 month, the gang from less than 10 people becomes 60 over people. It's like the biggest gang in the school. So yeah, I say it's bigger than my company right now. That's how I end up become a gang leader. Yeah.
But you didn't. They were not supporting you. That is what you told me also.
Yes. No. They were not supporting us in the outside because we supposed every month after we pay the 16 ringgit 20 cents, we still need to pay 4 ringgit every month as a support as a monthly subscription. Yeah. So they are supposed to help us from outsider. They are help us if anything happen in the school. But we are paying, but nothing happened. No one is helping us. Few times we have a big problem, but nothing happened. So after that, I decided to forget it. I will keep the money. I will help my people. So that's how we rise up as even a greater gang.
Even real entrepreneur.
Did you have newsletters and all coming out for you every month for the members?
Newsletter, no, no newsletter. It's quite, no.
No, nothing.
Newsletter, is it? You mean?
Yeah.
No, we just.
So how do you communicate with each other and everybody?
Oh, because it's a small 50, 60 in the same school, so we just gather and talk. So if anyone have a problem, you just it works like like an ants community. There's one when you see a sugar, everything will go. It's just like that. Something happened to one guy, everyone will just go and help. And something was disturbed by one guy, then everyone will go and help. So it just works like that. We don't need a. It's actually an interesting question. I never thought about that question, but it just happened automatically. That's why I think that's why gang grows so fast.
And you dropped out of high school after that?
Yeah, 17. I remember there was actually I quit the gang when I was 17. Early 17 because my brother came back from UK. He studied there for many years. So I expected to have a fight with him. He's elder than me 8 years. I prepared a stick in my room, you see, as ready to fight with him. Yeah.
Why?
Because I know he will fight me when he know that this is all I've done, but he didn't. So when he come back, he's a very strong man. He was injured badly when he was primary, secondary. He didn't cry. Even one time he was knocked down by the car. His leg broken. He didn't even cry because he was fainted. But anyway, but now he's fine. But he's fine now. So, but he didn't cry. He's just a strong man. But when he came back, I thought he would have a fight with me. And the first conversation, he came to my room. He locked the room, and I'm ready to fight in the fighting mode. And he told me, he said, how come my brothers become like this? Become of gangsters? And I did many bad things. I drive my mom's car out without a license, and I crash the car, and I go home, just write a letter, sorry, I banged your car, then I left. So, and many things happened. I smoke and all this stuff. So he said, the family is very sad, and I'm very sad as a brother, and he cried.
So your parents, what were they saying during all this time? I mean, you waited
can't do anything, yeah. They just can't do anything, they just...
No, because you said you waited for your brother to come down and have a fight, but
yeah.
What were your parents?
They he said you better don't do it. He said
They knew about this whole thing?
Yeah, they know. So they said you better don't do this crazy stuff. I'll send you to the police station and all this.
So because he did not fight with you at 17, you decided to quit high school?
No, I quit the gang first. I said I want to, because he cried and asked me, and I was very touched. I also cried. So he said, what's the bad thing that you have done? So I told him everything. I've done a lot of bad things, but I don't touch drugs. I don't kill. I don't rape. Why I say that? Because in my gang, a lot of people, there are few people who done that. They kill, they sell drugs, they rape. So I don't. That's the truth, okay? I don't. So, but then I tell him everything, and then I said I wanted to change, but I don't know how. Like you said, right? I change. I said I wanted to change, but around me there are 200 people in my school gang is 60, but in the SS2 where I stay, there's about 200 of them from different gangs. So I said around me are all the drug seller, rapists, killer. I said, what do? I don't have ambition, I don't have dream. All I wanted to do is just work in a restaurant and just be a cleaner.
So did you have any core values for the group or gang?
Good question. I don't have a core values, but so when I became head of the gang, I set rules. First rules I said is that you cannot disturb others. You cannot bully people. Unless people bully you or disturb you, we can fight back. But first rule of thumb is that we cannot bully people. And second rule is that because as a gangster, we like to ask money from people. It's almost like a robbing, but it's not rob. We say it nicely, ask money. So we just take someone to the side and we ask money from them. So we say, hey, yeah, I used to be being the one who being asked. So I hate that. So I say, in our gang, we cannot ask for money. So first, we cannot bully, we cannot ask for money. Third, these are the 2 rules I said, that's all. But what happened is, those who are being bullied, they always come to me. And they just wait for me outside of my class. When I walk out, they just follow me. When they follow me, they won't get bullied. But when they not follow me, they will get bullied. So then after a while, my people in the gang just so frustrated. They say, are we a charity organization or are we a gangster? We cannot bully, we cannot ask for money. These are all the reasons we join gang. But what's going on? I say, well, we start to, yeah. So maybe I have the goodness in me already that time.
Yeah. And so you dropped out of school, and then what happened along your life?
Yeah, I dropped out because after I quit the gang, I really expected that people will disturb us. Because after you leave the gang, you know that people will come and find fault. I'm ready for that mentally. I say, I'm okay, I'm ready. But I didn't expect, because when I leave, I bring the whole gang quit together. Because when they join, you are 16 ringgit 20 cents, remember? But when you quit, it's 162. 10 times ROI. So, but as a student, it's not much that we can. So 60 of them, I say, if you quit with me now, none of you got to pay even single cent. If any problem, come to me. So, and all of them quit together. But what I didn't expect is that the gang that quit, my people, join the other gang and come and disturb our people again. So that is something I cannot handle. So I started a big fight. So I was the one who get caught, and I was kicked out of the school. So that was how I got kicked out of the school when I was 17 years old. So I remember my mom crying, almost wanted to kneel down to beg the headmaster to let me continue study. So I asked her, don't do that. I said, even she allowed me, I won't come back. So anyway, so after that, I just take tuition outside. Okay. Yeah, just tuition, and I still able to take the final exam. He said, because we have something called SPM, it's the final exam of a secondary school. So that is the biggest thing. If you don't have that, you can't even go to college. Your career is gone. So my mom pleaded with him, said, can I take the final exam? So he said, yes, with the condition that from now, that was April, until November, you cannot appear within 2 km radius of the school. Because he's afraid that when I come back, I will revenge
those people.
Yeah, those people. So yeah, I agreed. So then, yeah, that's how I carry on and take.
And then you met Shiva, or?
No, that was long
after that.
Long after that. And actually, after I quit, the biggest incident happened when I already quit the gang. And one day, I just go to SS2 where I stay. Then my friend, hey, something happened, let's come along. And I'm not belong to the gang, I'm just my friend. So I go up to the car, 13, 14 cars just go together. And suddenly, we were just waiting. Suppose there's another gang coming to negotiate. Nice word, negotiate. So anyway, we were waiting.
What were they negotiating?
I didn't know. That's why that's the problem. Later, I found out that actually my friend's gang killed the opponent gang. One person. So we were standing there. Suddenly, there are a whole group of people in the front is our friend. Suddenly, the car came. Pum! They banged the people straight. And they come down with long knife and samurais, parangs, and they run after us. So I just go into the car, but the problem is so many cars is stuck. And my friend's car was modified. So actually the opponent gang don't know who is the people that should attack. But he saw one car modified with and the car is like vroom, vroom, vroom. It must be us. And that's it, he crashed the whole car. And everything is crashed, all the knife is coming in. I'm sitting at the back, it's a 2-door car. I'm sitting at the back.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And after don't know how long, maybe 10, 20 seconds, it feels like forever. I just looked up, I saw a knife coming to my face. And I thought, that's it. That is the last day of my life. But of course, I didn't die, or else today would be a ghost story. It's not a real story. So I didn't die. But when I came out of the car, my whole face was blood. My whole hand was blood. My whole shirt is dripping blood. So I was so scared I was die, but I didn't die. Thank God. Yeah.
And then you asked yourself.
Yes. Good. Thanks you, Bringer. I asked myself this biggest question in life, and as I was stitching my head in the hospital, I need to think something else so that I don't feel the pain. But I asked myself this question, and this question I think every one of us will ask in some point of our life. But most of the time it's 2 conditions, I think. Under first situation is, before we die, we will ask the question. Or we are diagnosed with cancer and doctor tells us that we left 6 months or 12 months life, we will ask this question. The question is this: what is my purpose here on earth? What is my purpose? And why am I living? Because I was thinking, if I were to die that time, wow, I was just wasted my life. I don't adding any value to anyone. And my mom cried every day. For 7 days, she cried for 5 days. She didn't even sleep in the room. She have a nice bedroom. She sleep in the living room every day because she afraid that if I got attacked when I run home, no one will open the door for me. So that is, and I asked myself this question: does my life matter? Well, it's very easy. No. And I asked myself, will anyone be sad if I die, except my family member? I think no. Not only they are not sad, I'm sure there are a lot of people who will celebrate. Yeah, because my opponent gang will celebrate. Whoa, Joescher died, man. Now we can take over the gang. And I don't know. But I just, yeah, that was the biggest question I asked myself. Yeah.
And then?
Then things start to change because, of course, the answer is no. So I asked myself next question: how can I make my life matter? How can I make my life matter? And that is the miracles question and the billion-dollar question. Although I'm not a billionaire yet, but it will come. So anyway, but it's a billion-dollar question, and my life starts to transform. I start to really want to go to study. I go to college, and from really keep failing every subject. And I told you I went back for the final exam, right? But I failed all. I only passed English. So, and I go on to college. From a lowest student, I became, after 3-4 years, I slowly become the top student in the school. And then I started my company. Everything changed. I mean, now I'm so glad. I mean, I always share my family pictures. For those who are coming to tomorrow's session, strategy masterclass seminar, I'll show my family photo. And that is, every time I see a photo, I have tears in my eye because I'm supposed to have died when I was 17. And now I'm from nobody. I have no ambition, no dream, and now I'm running a company. I'm consulting a billion-dollar company, CEO, chairmen, and I have a beautiful family. I have a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter, my dad and mom, and all that. I'm just
so
grateful.
You said you're a high school dropout. That means you dropped out of school and you went to college.
Yeah.
Huh?
And you know, yeah, good question. I know smart people like Samir will find the gap. So how do you go to college? I printed, because my subject all failed, I'm not supposed to go to college. But after I finish my exam, I know I will fail. So but you can use your trial exam result to go to college. But I cannot even allow to take a trial exam. So what happened? I did the loopholes. I print the result. Wait. I print the result and I go to the headmaster. I asked him, can you chop and sign for me? So it become real. So he said, what you want it for? I said, I want to go to college. He said, are you sure you go to college? What, build a gang there, is it? I said, no, I really want to study. I said, I want to change. So then the headmaster said, okay. He chopped and he signed. And I got 4 A's without taking the exam.
You should be called the happiness minister. That professor who signed it for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And when you look back at your life, when you look at Malaysia, for example, and when you talk about all these gangs and everything happening over there, how is the society over there actually? Is it like this predominantly, or is it only a...
I think I would assume that it's generally happen over in every country. There are different cluster of people, different category. Of course, there are people who are well educated, people who are in the middle, people in the low. And gangsters usually come from poor community, usually come from very poor and violence, and they experience violence from their family, and that's how they started a gang. But in my community, it's quite weird. A lot of them are rich kids. I was surprised. One of the fight we went, the guy is driving a sport car to come to fight. So I said, wow. So then I realized it's because my family member, I'm 4 siblings, I'm the youngest. 3 of them are very well behaved and they're very good result, except me, I'm the weirdest. But I think because my mom didn't discipline me when I was young, they disciplined 3 of them a lot. But when I was young, because I'm very skinny, I have a lot of sickness, I have asthma and all that, so my mom don't want to punish me. So I have all the freedom by myself. And then end up I became the worst, the most rebellious. So that's why I truly believe right now, I really think that discipline, setting boundaries and disciplining the kids is very important. That's why my daughter, as young as 1.5 years old, I already start disciplining her. But of course, very soft like this. Ding. But she feel it, she know, oh, she cry. So, but I know setting boundaries and in a sense it's government. That's why what Anne shared is like the family is the government of the dad and mom is the government of the families.
Yeah.
So if the government is set the wrong policy, the thing, see, the same citizen, my brother, my sister, are all great because they had the policy that is governed well. But when I come to mine, I became the policy, I become the king of the house. So,
did you ever reflect this with your mother and tell her, or did you have a discussion about it?
I didn't, because every time I said, now she's very happy with who I am today. Every time I recall my previous, that season of life, she will still cry. So can you imagine how hurt she was? So every time we just talk about that, she already start crying. So I try not to go back to the sad memories.
So even when she thought she was doing the best for you, it was not the best for you? In her context?
Yes, I think so. But I think what she did very well is when I was most rebellious, she didn't give up on me. I know at one time I remember I want to leave the house. I said, I want to leave the house. I just packed. He said, why? He said, I want to buy a handphone. And I want handphone, mobile phone, cell phone. So I want to work in a restaurant. I want to sell pirated DVDs with my friend. So I said, that's how I'm going to earn the income, and I want to buy the phone. And she was so angry. I can't imagine as a parent, but she know, and she with her angry face, she said, don't go, I'll buy for you. And the time I remember, 1,005 is a lot. The time during that time, my dad is using a few hundred ringgit phone. So she said, now when she recalled back, she said, the time if she let me go, she know it's gone. My life is gone. She just didn't give up on me. No matter how bad I was, she just hang on and she didn't give up on me.
Are you in touch with your friends from the gangs? How many are alive now?
Wow. Good question. Actually, one of my friends died in a gunshot. So I'm glad I quit earlier. She's actually my superior, very successful in the gang. But eventually she got killed publicly in the street. He, sorry.
Are there Shees?
Yeah, it's a she. But my gang don't have Shees. The opponent gang have Shees.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another topic by itself. So anyway, but
do you want to go there? Do you want to go to that topic?
I don't want. So anyway, but many of them still. But you see, the real thing, what I realized was, the gang that I was during secondary school, many of them become good. In fact, some of them are VP in the bank now, the vice president of a bank. Some are consultants, a lot of bankers, a lot of successful insurance agents. But those who are very good guy, or good boy, or good girl during the secondary school, and when they come up, they become loan shark, and they start to go to the bad side. So my takeaway that time, I said, wow, luckily I started earlier. I started young, so that's good. Yeah, even smoking, I started smoking when I was 13 years old, 14 years old, and I quit when I was 19. So I started young, is good. So encourage your children to start young, I'm just kidding.
What I love about your story is about the transformation, because that's what I do for a living, and that's what I try to find out what is it about each person or each individual. Now I cannot go to every mother and say, please cry so that your son will transform,
Yeah.
It's if it was that easy, it would have been so good. But what are the challenges that you faced as you moved along from that old life and then you stepped into a new one? And how did you break away from those limiting beliefs that you had?
Wow. I think being a very experienced transformation coach, you use all the right word, the limiting beliefs and all that. I didn't even know that's called limiting beliefs back then. And I really don't know what to start. I want to change. Like I said, I want to change, but I just don't know how. So I remember my brother told me this story that just a metaphor that I remember till today. He said, I know you can't see far because life is full of haze for you, because I cannot see all around me is gangsters and all these things. So, but it's okay. He said, life is just like walking a staircase. Yeah, though it's full of haze, but he asked me, can you see your next step? I said, yes, I can. It's my exam. He said, just walk that firmly and do it really well. And when you step on it well, you will see further. And then you go for the next step, and then you go for the next step. And then you will see very far and very clear.
Oh yeah.
So I said, wow, okay, so that time I know what's my first step. I just know that I need to leave my friends, that group of gangsters. So I don't even know what to do. I just know that I need to leave them. So whenever they call me, I say, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Slowly, yeah, I move away from them. So that was, I think, the first step that I did.
Lovely. I think with Awesome Vocals, that's exactly what I did. You know, just took the first step without knowing what is coming. You know, but the way it's transformed right now, it's
amazing.
It's amazing. And then you met Shiva.
Yes, Kate Shiva.
Tell me how you spoke to me about how you chased him and how you wanted him to be your mentor.
Yes.
Where did you meet him first, or who is Shiva, for example?
Okay, I started my company when I was 23. So I'm doing advertising, design, brands. So I'm doing a lot of PR, event, architecture, interior, everything. I just even find an architect to do something. My brother is an architect, but I didn't find him. It's too expensive for me. So anyway, but I was always looking the result, what create result for client. I'm very particular result because, and I think life is too short. I'm supposed to die, so life is too short. I want to maximize every day. I want to get to result. So I started as a designer. I was actually trained as a designer. So when I design, no matter how beautiful logo I design, the company might still go down. So I know that the logo is not the holy grail. Yes, it's important because that's how people perceive the company, but it's not the only thing. So I keep going on until I found marketing, event, and all marketing, then I go to brand. And I still yet to find the answer. I go to business, KPI, processes, everything. So until I met this gentleman, his name is Kate Shiva, is my mentor. Is really someone who changed my life, particularly in my career. So I always had this dream that I wanted to advise country leaders. I want to influence country leaders so that I can have a big influence. Because life is so short. I say if I influence one by one too late, too slow, I want to influence the leaders so they can influence more people. So that when I want to study, so I found out that actually one of the key to success, the hot button of a business success is a word start with S. What is that? Superman, no, just kidding. Strategy. So I realized that there's only 3 reasons why a company will fail. Number 1, no strategy. Strategy is just like a blueprint, and more than 90% of the company don't have a blueprint. They're just being opportunistic. They just start and see what happens.
They just take the next step.
Yes. So anyway, then the second one is they have a wrong strategy. And this is very small percentage, probably just 5%. Because most of the people, when they have a blueprint, they will keep making sure it's right before they execute. So very small percentage. And another small percentage that they have the right strategy and they couldn't execute. But I didn't even mention that execution because I see so many companies with brilliant execution, very good in climbing the trees, more effective and climbing faster and faster, end up realize climbing the wrong trees. This is not the fruit that they want. So anyway, so I started to study strategy. I know strategy is the key. So I started, Sun Tzu Art of War, the famous book about strategy. I read 3 times and I don't understand what he's talking about. So, and what kept me sad is when I read the Fortune magazine, the Economist. He says, no one really understands strategy. I said, wow, that was the end of my studies. So when I met this gentleman, his name is Kate Shiva. He's a global strategist. So he advised country on strategy. He actually set the strategy for Singapore, brand strategy for Singapore for the past 10, 15 years. And he advised like global BMW, DHL, Disney. In fact, just now you mentioned one line, is what he's stated for Disney. The new, I'm not sure how new, maybe a few years back, they relook at the Disney tagline, so they changed this to this, where once upon a time is now. You just mentioned
I just said that.
Yeah? When you go into Disney, where once upon a time is now, it's happening. Yeah. So anyway, so then actually Malaysia invited him, the Accredited Association invited him to raise the strategies standard in Malaysia, because there's not much strategies. There are about 20 in the country. So one company, maybe 300, 400 people just have one strategist. So I went there, took a test and I joined. And he shared with me how he strategized for Singapore for the past 10 years. So I said, wow, that's my dream job. So, and after the class, I didn't even have the guts to speak to him. I just say hi. Then the next time he come again, I went the test. I went there, a 3-day class that again, Malaysia invite him back. Then end of the class, I went to him. I said, Kate, I want to share with you my dream. So he said, I'm rushing to airport. So being an Asian, when you got rejected, you would just walk away, right? But I'm not. I just say, then can I fetch you to airport? So he said, my driver is waiting. My luggage is already in the car. So again, being an Asian, second time rejection, you will sure walk away, right? No. I said, can you ask your driver to go? I fetch you. Then he looked at me for a few seconds. He don't know what to say. And I just look at him. Say, okay, let's go. So I take his luggage to my car. And I drive very, very slow to the airport. Just kidding. Then I asked him, I said, Kate, I want to advise country leaders. I said, that's my dream. I said, I don't know how. I said, can you be my mentor? I expect him to say no. If he say no, I will keep finding him every year. He based in Singapore. So I said, I will go to Singapore every year to find him. If he say no, but I didn't tell him that, I just keep quiet. So he think about it. He said, yeah. He said, yes. He said, I like to teach people, especially passionate people like me. I thought, wow, that was the great thing happened. But later did I know that it was just a test. For the next 4 years, I only see him once a year. Sometimes only through email because he fly around. So only, I've been with him for the past 7 years. Only the past 3 years that we really come close. We started something called Strategy Masterclass for CEOs and entrepreneurs. So that is where we started that every week I can see him. So and then I asked him, the time why did you say yes? And he said, I'm just afraid, don't know where you will fetch me to, or you will rob me, or you. I said, I don't know. So he said, you better say yes. If you say no, you don't know what will happen to his life. So that is why he say yes. But it took me 4 years of consistently call him, email him, pursuing him. So for the last 3 years, it's great. We started a platform for CEOs. We teach strategy, and I was just actually I started this because I want to learn from him. So I started the first batch. Because he charges 40,000 USD a day, so I can't afford him myself. So I get 20 CEO together, everyone pays 16,000 ringgit, so we can get him here for 3 days. So first batch, wow, I'm very happy done. And then they request more and more, 20 people. So I've been doing batch by batch, and the 10th batch is just over in Malaysia after 3 years passed. And the 11th batch we're going to happen in Dubai. So it's been a great success in Malaysia. So we form an alumni, all the participants who came from few $1 million CEO to a multi-billion company CEOs. So we now want to bring it to Dubai to bless the local community. So yeah, that is
Super.
My life change.
Yep, the floor is yours. Anyone wants to ask something? Sure. No questions?
I mean, generally I have heard that when you're part of a brand and you're paying the subscription and you start paying it, you get life friends and people try to suppose you out and you start paying again. Did that kind of thing happen to you, and how did you face it?
In life, I mean, sorry, can you?
No, when you quit a gang,
Yeah.
what happens is you get a lot of death threats.
Yeah.
Death threats. You know, people will.
Yes. Actually, I think a lot of people ask me, I think a very good question, thank you for the question. A lot of people ask me, did I regret my life that time? The answer is no, because I think that made me who I am today. I've received many death threats, and there are times that I know when I go to the school, there are opponent gang waiting to attack me. Can you imagine? I cannot sleep. I cannot even sleep. Can you imagine you are waiting to die the next day, and I still go. I still go, but of course, everything's settled, nothing happened. But I don't know, that time I just got to do it, I just faced it. Maybe I was naive. And now I look back, that time I think was very cool. 60 of you quit together, don't need to pay anything, look for me. Wow. That time I feel very cool, and I'm very responsible. In Cantonese we call yi hei. In yi hei, in English means that you are very responsible, but in a gang way, it's like you are very good to your people, you take all responsibility. But actually it was a very stupid decision, because 60 problems become mine, and they are okay. So, but I just got to face it. I thought that as a leader, a lot of them, I brought them in, so I need to take the responsibility. But thank God, nothing happened to me.
What's your secret for success?
Secret of success.
His success or in general?
Very good question. I always frame my client's success, but I didn't think of my success.
Are you successful?
Good question. I think Samir did a very good question, and you asked a very good question. Maybe let me first define success. Then, because like what Anne mentioned, happiness, everyone have different. Success also very different to a different one. Like some people think success is 1 billion. Some people think it's 10 billion. Some people think it's 1 million. Some people don't even think it's money. So some people it's health. There's so many areas in life. So I think that my success is when I live my purpose. So because I asked the big question, what's my purpose of life? So I already discovered my purpose. If I were to frame it, if I would share with you my purpose in 3 lines. First is to live life in all its fullness in 10 areas of life. So I already defined all 10 areas in my life. And second is to inspire, influence and illuminate the path for leaders. And third is to be best I can be to serve God and serve people. So that is my purpose. And I think if I were to live out 1 to 10, I will always rate myself, how am I doing right now? If I were to live out the purpose, to me it's very successful. And this event is helping me to live my purpose. So thank you, Samir. So that is living my purpose. So anything that's about living my purpose, I'm very happy. So I think the secret of success is first to know your purpose and then to live your purpose. I think that is the secret to success. Yeah, but first you need to know what's the purpose, because many people define success wrongly. I have a client who are billionaires, and to him money is just a number, really, because he said he's a very fit person, he don't eat a lot, and he's a Christian, so he have a lot of values in the religion that he's not womanizer, he don't gamble, he don't do that. He say, there's so much only I can spend. Yeah. So the number keep adding on, it doesn't mean anything to me. So yeah, so to me the success is that. Define your success, know your purpose and live your purpose.
You just said something now. First you said everybody defines success differently. And then later on you said some people define success wrongly. Yeah. Is there a wrong definition? Because it is his definition.
Yes. That's why it only can define right or wrong by his own term.
Yes.
I only know it's wrong when he tell me it was wrong. Yeah, okay. Means that let's say this person said that I want to be 100 million in my bank. So I cannot say it's wrong. It's his purpose, right? But when he achieves 100 million and then he tell me it was wrong, it's not the success I'm actually looking for. I don't feel successful at all. So yeah, I think that is, I won't know. The person will know.
He has to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep. Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's more to do with purpose. It sounds very easy to say, find your purpose. How would you sort of help us on the first step? When you talk about seeing the staircase, seeing this step, how would you help us identify or even come somewhere near what our purpose in life?
Very good question. Thank you for the question. We will have another session for that. No, just kidding. The short way of answering that is, you see, why most of us, a lot of people, even a very successful CEO, they are very hard to define their purpose, because the dream, they know how to dream, they know how to set their goals and their vision. Because goal, dream and vision are all forward looking. Dream, vision, it's all happening in the future. And they keep using the same method to look for their purpose, and they couldn't find it, because purpose is at the back. Is your life, your experience up to now. So I believe that God will leave a trail in your life. So what I do is that I have the simple tool is called Lifeline. So the Lifeline is very simple. I mean, it's a generic tool. You just mark your life up and down since you're born until right now, right? I remember when I was 4 years old, I was very happy because something happened. Then 7 years old, what happened? So you just mark your lifeline. So from there until where you are right now. So it's the back, what happened? So from there, you look for the highest point in your life and the most happy time in your life and the saddest time in your life. And you see whether there's a pattern. Then you try to frame it. Some people frame it, it could be negative and positive, doesn't matter. Like for example, some people, their family died because of medication insufficient, or they cannot discover. So their whole life purpose is just to discover medicine that help others' families so that they won't need to go through the same pain. But there are some happy thing that, oh, maybe when he was 5 years old, he just hold a tennis racket and hit the ball and the whole family, celebrate. He has so vivid memories that he ended up become a tennis player. So it could be negative and positive, doesn't matter, but purpose is what happened to you right now, up to now. So nothing is happened by accident. Everything is for a reason. So it could be good, like for me and my wife, we went through, I met her in a conference, 18,000 people, and we met, and she came after me, just kidding. It's recorded, right? So I cannot tell this. I thought she's not here, I can tell a lie, but no, anyway, I went after her. It's love at first sight, everything is beautiful, and we married. And something happened in our conversation. She shared something that made me very, very angry, sad. I said our relationship would have been perfect if you don't tell me this? Why need to tell me this? And it's just a small thing, but and I don't understand why. And later I realized that it's actually happened for a reason, so that we can use this to counsel other couple and say, in a relationship, this is something you should say and this is something you shouldn't say. And we went on to counsel many couples. We have a couple dinner every 2 weeks, and just a casual dinner, 2 of us. So we always invite couple, and then we start with how do you know each other, what was the sweetest thing that we have done for each other. So we start to share our marriage principle. Then I will share that things that happen to us so that it won't happen to them. So that become, wow, one of our life purpose to bless people. So just everything in life happens for a reason. It could be good, it could be bad. But to answer your question, do the lifeline, ups and downs. Simple way is find your ups and downs, happiest, saddest moment, and find a pattern, and then frame it.
Powerful. That's powerful. Yes.
You do a lot of master classes for CEOs, and
Yeah.
they are already leaders in their own way. What about master classes for teenagers? Because if you kind of changed at 15 and 16, what about the upcoming or the future leaders? So, do you have any plans? Do you have any thoughts? Are you doing something for them?
Wow, thank you for inspiring me for that. I really have a heart for people, especially at the transition when you go to secondary. Because my downfall when I come to transition when I was primary to secondary school. So I'm invited to give talks to the teenagers. I always go do that. That's something I do it for free, for sure. Many things I do it for free. In fact, I'm doing 20 things. Only 2 is chargeable. So I charge for money. The rest is all free. That's why the thing I charge it must be expensive so they can fund my other 18 things that I do it for free. So yeah, I invited to school. I'll speak to schools. I speak to teenagers, but I don't have really a program for them. I help my client to design a CSR program for the teenagers. Then I'm one of the speakers, but I help them to design the program to change them in their mindset, skill set, and tool set. It's a 2 years program. It's one of my clients. The project is called Lion King. Why Lion King? Because he said the king was brought up by a few friends and influenced. So he do this for a 2 years program, starting from 16 years old. Then they will have every month have one program to help them to transform their life in their mindset, skill set, and tool set. So to answer your question, I do speak and help them, but I don't have a program for that. But I would love, I think that should be something that I should do.
Maybe you can just do a webinar or something which reaches out to everybody, because like we're talking about people coming from different levels. If you do a webinar and then you see what the feel is, I'm sure the teenagers, forget the teenagers, I'm sure the parents might really appreciate that. I think when you said that you want to influence people, why only look there? You can start from there.
Thank you for your suggestion and feedback. I really appreciate it. Yeah, you know, the last time I have conversation like that was about 3-4 years ago. I met the leaders. So he said, you always consult big companies, CEOs and all that. What about the small companies? So yeah, then I started something to help the small company as well. So that was maybe a start for I should do something for the...
And maybe we could get them to do the lifeline from now, because at this point I might not remember what I felt happy at when it was 4 or 6. I might just remember a couple of years back. But if you're talking about purpose and you keep hearing it, maybe that's the way to start.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. I think many teenagers' life will change from because of what you said.
Yes, Charles.
When I was a teenager, I knew everything. I was the king of the world, and you couldn't tell me wrong. You know, how do you change that? I mean, you said you're doing some CSR, various things for this to try to get the program. I appreciate you trying to do that, but I knew everything at the time. You couldn't tell me that I was wrong. You can't tell me that, you know, what you're doing, you'll end up in this, or even if you did, I wasn't going to listen to it all. I know better.
Yeah, good question. Thanks.
Same thing for you, probably. You were probably in the same situation.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles. Very good question.
Yeah. You can frame the question again, what he said.
Yeah, he was, I think Charles asked me, how can I change a teenager if when they, at their peak of their life, that I'm not wrong, nothing, I know everything. Who are you to tell me that I'm wrong and all this? So it's a very good question. In fact, that is the same, not only for teenager, even for CEO. 10 times harder or 100 times for a $1 billion company CEO to say that, wait, who are you to tell me? Come on, this young boy, what are you doing here? So I think when I talk to the teenagers, I'm definitely not telling that they're wrong, because I was like that. I know I would do things that's so stupid and I don't think it's wrong. I will climb down from, last week I just read an article, a teenager wanting to go out to have a drink with a friend. She jumped down from the level 2 and she died. I think it's just she. But he or she doesn't matter, but she died. And I did that. I climbed down from my second, because my mom kept all the keys. So I climbed down from second floor, and my tip just reached the fence, and the stand is sharp. So if I just missed, I would have died. Just for a cup of tea with a friend. So you tell me I was wrong? No, I was courageous. I was responding to my friend's promise.
And thirsty.
And thirsty, it's not wrong. But that's why I don't tell them they're wrong. I never tell them they're wrong. Even CEO, I don't tell them they're wrong. I'm just sharing my experience. And they cannot say my experience is wrong. I'm just sharing my experience. Hopefully in my story, I inspire them. And they see a better life. So it's just like how I influence most of my friends or CEOs. I always provide them an option, an alternative. Yeah, your life is great for you. If there's a better option, if there's another option, would you look at it? So if they think that, hey, your life, first I must walk the talk, like just Samir said. If they really see that, wow, there's so much happiness, so much joy in my life, they want to have a taste of it. They say, I want to be part of your life. I want to have a taste of what you're tasting in your life. So that's where they want to come over. Because I know in my gangster time, from outside I look very courageous, very happy, but inside I'm very fearful. In fact, every fight, I was the one who hold a weapon. I'm the only one who hold a weapon. And that was not because I was the most fierce, but because I'm the most fearful. I'm just afraid that, because I'm small size as well, I'm just afraid when people attack me, there's nothing for me to defend. So inside them, they know something is not right. So when you share the truth with them, you're not telling they're wrong, and you just tell the truth, and the truth will set them free.
I just remembered one incident when I was a kid, and my parents used to leave me at home, and they used to go for shopping. I used to be alone at home, and I would switch off all the lights, and I would be just waiting with a wooden hanger just in case somebody came to attack me. And then I would leave it on the TV on the sofa. I would realize, oh my God, the hanger is on the TV. I would rush back and grab it again. Yeah, but what you said is very powerful. What you said is, and it's very true, you know, if you look back and reflect on it, we all do anything in our life thinking it is the right thing to do at any given point of time. Even if somebody is murdering somebody or anything, for him at that point of time, it is the right thing to do. And it is for him the right thing at that point. What is very powerful about what you said is, we have to connect the dots backward. We have to look at what it is about our journey that makes all the sense, you know. And thank you so much for that. We are running out of time, but with you, I'm not going to give you to pick a card. I will tell us one insight that changed your life.
Wow, one insight.
Because this is yours. So what was it?
It's not mine. It's my mentor's insight that I collected over 7 years.
Is there anything inside this that was so powerful? You took 7 years to make this, you said, right? 3 years,
I took 7 years to collect, because I was with him, so I would collect all the wisdom he shared. So I collected over 200 overs, and I sent him, he chose the best 52 and put it here about business, brand and leadership. So anyway.
Or do you want to pick?
Yeah, let me pick.
You're going the easy way.
Okay, I go the hard way. Okay, I think definitely one of my most that really helped me to see life in a different way. One of that is, it takes one insight to change your life, for sure. That's why we choose it as a cover. This is one of the quotes. And because I really experienced so many times that people just want insights in business, in life. Okay, I'm not going that route. So the one that I choose is that, I remember when I first met him, he shared with me this. He said, in life, you can either, there are 3 ways for you to live a life. So he said, wow, even the opening, I'm very interested already, because I thought there are many ways to live a life. He said, there are only 3 ways. So the Kati is very good in this. He always give a definite answer, so I have no way to run. So he said, there's only 3 ways to live a life. I said, okay, what is that? First, where most of people choose, or they start from, make a living. So he said, that is not wrong, it's our basis. We started from there, but a lot of people will start there for their whole life. There are many billionaires stuck there for whole life. They just focus on make a living. And their second way is to make a difference. So you can choose to make a difference no matter which stage of your life. But it's a different lifestyle, it's a different risk, it's a different way that you choose to live a life. And last but not least is to make history. So you can either make a living, make a difference, or make history. So he said, it's no wrong. Like I said, it's no wrong. It's your choice. Because every route requires a different risk that you take. You will be more rejection in the higher route. there will be more pain in the higher route, there will be more risk in the higher route, but of course there are more reward in the higher route. So it's your choice. Do you want to choose to make a living, or do you want to choose to make a difference, or do you want to choose to make history? So to me, that was one insight that changed my life too. That's why from then on I say I want to, because every one of us, be it you like it or not, you will make a history for your own family at least. You will make a history. Just that the history is good or bad, I don't know. That is up to you. So you will definitely make a history. So it's your choice. How do you want to make a history? So from then on, I really take a big route. I just take a bigger decision, took a bigger risk, and I want to. Of course, my goal is every day I'll make a difference, and with God's will, I'll make history in one day.
All right. Thank you so much, Joescher. It was a pleasure having you over.
Thank you.